Good evening, Scott's off tonight. We start at 11 with the weather impact, which will be significant in the days to come. We're talking accumulating snow and temperatures that's going to have you hunting down somewhere to hibernate. Super cold. Yes. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan. And Angela, really, when you're talking about this, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's also going to be dangerous. And you really have to be thinking about your strategy to protect yourself and your family.
Yeah, which is why we give you the heads up to give you several days to prepare for the coldest that will come Sunday morning and Monday morning, and before that, 2 rounds of accumulating snow. And what you just saw was new information since 6 o'clock. Winter weather advisory issued from the National Weather Service. This goes into effect tomorrow evening all the way through 10 a.m. on Friday due to the potential of accumulating snow. We've had some bursts of snow this evening. I checked outside as this burst moved through downtown Indianapolis. It was just enough for a thin coating in a few places, but that's enough for a few slick spots early tomorrow. Still a few snow showers south and east of Indianapolis near Connorsville, Liberty, and Brookville, Greensburg as well. The concern overnight, temperatures are falling below freezing. There will be a few slick spots early tomorrow morning. More on that accumulating snow, how much, and the timeline in just a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thanks so much. There is a community in uproar tonight over a proposed data center. These are stories that have been merging all across the state, and this one right now is unfolding on the northwest side of Indianapolis, over in Pike Township. A communication technology company now is making plans for a massive 20,000 square foot facility there. But tonight, our Logan Gay talked to some neighbors who say, not so fast.
Yeah, that's right. Neighbors came tonight ready with questions for American Tower's company's attorneys, but the representatives postponed their appearance until January 14th. That's the day before the zoning hearing. And even so, residents refuse to let the delay stop the discussion. Community members are gearing up to fight a multi-billion-dollar corporation over plans to build a data center in their neighborhood.
I know that we are David taking on Goliath, but David won that fight and we out here and we're going to win this fight too.
The Goliath in this story is American Tower Corporation. They're proposing a 20,000 square foot data center on 70th and Township Line Road, right in Erica May's backyard.
I do not want a data center that close to me. First of all, it's in the middle of a residential area, residential neighborhood. And secondly, it will have detrimental impacts on the environment that's around us. The trees, the wildlife, the people, the air, not to mention the electricity bill going up, the water bill going up.
Megan Anderson with Protect Pike Township says they're disappointed the representatives from American Tower chose not to come to this meeting.
They say they'll come the night before our zoning hearing. That's January 14th. And that's not enough time for the community to understand this project and also to express how they feel about it.
Others in the room say their absence says it all.
That's an insult, you know. They certainly could make time for, if they really care about the community, have any interest at all, they'd be here to talk about what benefits they're going to bring. And if no benefits, at least being honest about the impact it's going to have.
The proposed data center would also sit near Carrie Michael Mander's home.
I think the state, particularly, and the city need to take a firm view and make sure that we have the policies and guardrails to make sure that the community is not hurt.
And they left with more questions than answers. So no one in favor of the proposed data center spoke tonight at the meeting. And the next zoning public meeting is on January 15th unless there is a continuance. We did reach out to American Tower for a comment, but have not heard back.
Thank you. Also tonight, we're getting some fresh insight into a data center coming to Morgan County, south of Indianapolis. Google leaders are now promising that they'll be good neighbors as they prepare to break ground there. This is a 550-acre development in Monrovia. And now people with Google say that the company has agreed to pay for all of its electricity uses and any new grid infrastructure. They also say they won't use any on-site groundwater, and they plan to report their water usage in its annual environmental report. Morgan County officials call the project, quote, the next generation of economic stability. Some neighbors, however, are not convinced. In fact, some are suing to stop the project, claiming there's just not enough information to proceed.
On exactly how many millions of gallons of water they're pulling, where they're pulling it from. Why do we have to get this information from a press release? We should be getting this information from our government, who is holding them accountable. I don't want it on your environmental page, Google. I want it from my government.
Construction now is set to start in February. Google is getting a 50% abatement on property taxes for 10 years on those new data center buildings that they're going to be constructing. In exchange, the company will give $1 million to the Monroe Gregg schools, churches and Mission Food Bank, and also the Community Foundation of Morgan County. It's all coming down to tomorrow. That's when at the State House, Indiana senators will vote on a bill to redraw our state's congressional map. This is the culmination of a months-long battle over district boundary lines. It remains to be seen if there are enough votes collected now that will get this bill passed. The Republican Majority Whip, Mike Kreider, tells 13 News he doesn't think there are enough votes. But either way, all signs do point to this being a close vote. The pressure really is on lawmakers, and it's only building. At least 10 senators say they've been threatened in the last month, and that also includes Senator Kreider.
To me, this has been really a kind of a discouraging thing that we're experiencing this in Indiana. It's not been our style in the past, and I'm hopeful that it's not something we deal with in the future.
Kreider says he's made up his mind. He's a no, and he's not going to change his mind between now and tomorrow. Democrats today offered 3 amendments to the bill. All of them were defeated. Our Emily Longnecker will be at the State House tomorrow for that critical vote and bring you all of her coverage here on Channel 13 throughout the day on all 13 News platforms. Also tonight, we are hearing from the Department of Homeland Security in response to a story that you first saw here on 13 News at 11. 38 people expecting to become U.S. citizens turned away from a naturalization ceremony in Indianapolis. Now, Homeland Security leaders tell us that the agency paused some naturalization decisions while it conducts further screening. A statement went on to say, quote, "The pause will allow for a comprehensive examination of all pending benefit requests for aliens from designated high-risk countries." Well, this is a story we hear and we cover every single year. It's a big talker. Potholes all across the city, and now there's new AI tools that are claimed to spot trouble before there is a real problem. Alex Almanza shows us the city isn't sold on this technology yet, but the data could shape how the city tackles repairs moving forward. Hey, Alex.
Yeah, it really could, Anne Marie, and DPW wants to know if AI can really deliver. They're exploring several options and whether smart sensors and software can help crews fix problems more efficiently. So we tried one of these new technologies to see how artificial intelligence sizes up to Indy's roads. Much like the seasons in Indianapolis change seemingly on a daily basis, the roads here are no stranger to a little chaos of their own. Each year, DPW crews take to the streets to keep up with the demand to fill potholes. In fact, just this year, DPW says they received more than 35,600 pothole complaints. Of those, almost 98% were fixed. But now AI enters the chat. This briefcase contains a device that the Boston-based company Civil says can help cities like Indy improve response time to roadway issues.
Pavement doesn't degrade like this. Pavement degrades like this, right? So we want to catch those distresses, those small hairline cracks.
It uses 2 cameras, one in front, one in back, plus this infrared sensor to create a 3D map of roadways, scanning potential problem areas and reporting back data.
And in a perfect world, I see an ideal place in where the city and the city's residents are kind of all on the same page through a unified either operating system or some sort of platform or dashboard.
The city told 13 News they have not signed a contract with Civil, but they're exploring similar technology. In northern Indiana's St. Joe County, the company has already partnered with a board of commissioners. During a meeting in October, St. Joseph County engineer Sky Metter said an evaluation of the roads rated the quality as poor.
In the past, we've gotten that manually. And, we would drive a section of road, usually a mile section of road, and make an assessment based off of criteria. What this will do is it will give us that data every 15 feet.
With evolving technology, Metter says he hopes it will allow more road work to be done with the same amount of money. Now, Civil says to scan one centerline road mile costs anywhere from about $70 to $100. Meanwhile, DPW leaders say they're in meetings with various vendors to see if any of them are the right match for the city.